Hello everybody and welcome back to another Vintage Thursday. So today I thought we'd get on and do a little bit on the 165. So this was parked up in early November I expect and put away and laid untouched until now, which is kind of end of August. So what we have done over the winter is we've managed to secure a pair of original proper back wheels for it. So when this came it was on it was a David Brown wheel this side and a John Deere wheel on the other side. Not only were they the wrong colour, they didn't actually match each other, never mind match the tractor. So I've managed to obtain a proper pair of I think these are 13.6 by 36, so they and before it was on 11.36, so we have gone up a size in width, but we've got a proper centre, so it's nearly how I wanted it. Originally I was looking for some PAVT wheels to go on the back, but I just couldn't find any. The reason for wanting those was partly because we've got a loader on. I wanted the bit of extra weight on the back, and mostly the reason for wanting them was because when I bought this tractor last year, 2021, the reason for buying this particular one, it is very nearly exactly the same as what was here on this farm back in the 1970s. It's the same age, it's almost the same spec, and it's got the flexi cab, or it's got bits of a flexi cab. So I wanted the PAV2 wheels because that's what Dad had on his years ago, but couldn't find any. And also over the winter I have managed to start picking up a few bits of flexi cab, and I've got a door, so we're on the way towards finding bits. So anyway, what are we doing today? First thing and most important thing, today we are going to change the engine oil. I tried to change it last year when we were doing fuel filters and stuff. I just could not undo the drain bung. It was so tight, and it's a little bit damaged. I couldn't get a spanner on it and I just couldn't undo it. But this morning, after I swapped the wheels, I've managed to loosen it. So I've had it running for a bit. The engine is now warm, and we can drain that oil out and put fresh in. And also I have got a new sump plug. Don't have to put the old mango one back in. We can put a new one in and make it easy to change next time. Also, while it's out for today's video, I would like to try and do two other things. One of which, under here, is a step to make it easier to get up onto the tractor. And as you can see, it's totally buckled out of shape. Now, because this is on the 36-inch wheels, it's quite a high step up. And I'm not the tallest person in the world, and I do find it a little bit of a stretch to get on. So if I can get that step straightened out, it'll just make it easier getting on and off. And the final thing for today, I want to check the clutch adjustment, because the biting point on the pedal is very, very high. We're going to see if we can adjust it, but I got a feeling we've got no adjustment left, and we could well end up splitting it. So if we can do a bit of diagnosis today on the clutch, can we sort it, or does it need to come apart and have a new clutch plate put in? Which I wouldn't be surprised at, because it's got the loader, and looking at the wear on the clutch pedal, it has seen a lot of work. So, but it's not the end of the world. If it's got to be done, if it's got to come apart, it'll be done, and it'll then last forever, really, for what it's going to do now. So right, engine oil's warm. Let's get on and drain that oil out before it gets cold. So you can see why we had issues undoing that last year. Somebody's been at it with a chisel. It's pretty rounded, so he's best consigned to history, and we'll start with a brand new one. That's not pretty. Okay, so while the sump is draining, we will undo the filter. Now this has been mangled as well, so it's not fitting the spanner very well. Wonder how long that filter's been in there. Right, I think what we'll do, we'll go and give this a good wash. Get down the parts washer. Make it all clean again. Okay, so we are cleaned up. We've got our new filter in. What we'll do in a minute, we'll fill this with oil. The first thing, there's a sealing ring up and round underneath we need to get out. There we go, he'd been in there a while, he didn't really want to come out. So we've got a choice of 2 sizes in the packet. Let's just choose the right one. So we've got a little skinny one and a thicker one. This one is clearly the thicker one. So the skinny one isn't used. So we just sit him in nice and square, make sure it doesn't twist. So we'll put a little bit of oil around that ring. And there is our new filter filled with oil. Right, we'll just do him up tight. Give him a wipe so that we can see if it's leaking later on. Give the dipstick a wipe, put the bung in and refill. So just top up now, or fill up rather than top up. Let's get in there. we go. Perfect on maximum. Right. Go for a start. Check pressure and check for leaks. Right, there we go, we seem to be all dry. Let's get on, take that step off next I reckon and get that straightened up. Okay, so here we have our step. So what it should be 2 right angles, just forming a loop. So we'll skid it in the vise, just give it a tap and a bend and a hammer, and hopefully in a minute it will be somewhere handy what it should be. Right, well hopefully that's somewhere close. Let's go and have a look. Right, let's have a go. So that one goes up on there, that one goes up inside. That's not too bad. We do have to have a new bolt on the back. That one succumbed to the grinder. Do with the washer under this bolt. I think I will. Oh, it's just slacking him off. I've gone too far. I'm gonna go and see if I can find a washer for the under the head of that bolt. Right, that's better. There we go. Right, time for the test. That's better. That's good. I like that. That's back to how it should be. So that's another job ticked off, and the final one, clutch pedal. Let's have a go. So the instruction book says we need to have 1 inch of free play on the pedal, and we've got way too much. So 1 inch of free play on the pedal equates to 1/8 of an inch down in here, and again we're easily double that. So what we'll do, choice setting and that, see if it makes a difference. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got a piece of 3mm steel plate. It's not exactly an eighth, but it's as close as we're going to get. So I'm going to trap that in there. And drop it. Take 2. Trap that into there, like so. Tie our pedal, you can't see it, it's off camera. Tie our pedal up to the steering wheel to maintain that gap. And drop our piece again. Yeah, see, we got a lot of play in all our joints. A lot of joints in a 165 clutch. Okay, so our pedal is tied. We can now release the clamp bolt, put a bar in the shaft. There's a hole in the shaft, put a bar in. We should get enough movement. Oh, I'm going to lose my plate already, just trying to slacken. It's very nice to have a cab, but they do get in the way of accessing things. Now, have we got any movement on our shaft yet? There we go. Now everything's in, so we'll tighten, and hopefully our bolt's not going to turn, and it is. So now we need another spanner. Right, that's all tight. Take the bar out. Undo the string. Take that out. We now have much less play there. Right. As much as we can do for now. Let's give it a go. Just do a quick check of the oil. Still good. Climb up our new step. Feels better so far. Okay, so our biting point is still just as high as it was, although now we're set correctly, I have got a second stage of the clutch for the PTO, so a bit of an improvement there, but I think it's going to be split. That biting point should be wet, shouldn't be as high as that, I don't reckon. So that's something else to add on to the list of little jobs that need doing, because the list is already quite long. Anyway, that'll do for today's video. So we got everything we set out to achieve. We have achieved it today. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.